you don't understand what I'm going to explain in this video, then your Amazon account is at risk of getting shut down. We're going to talk about IP complaints, what they are, why they're so important, how you can avoid them, and how to actually address them if you do end up having some on your Amazon selling account. An IP complaint or intellectual property complaint is what happens when a brand owner complains that you're selling and infringing on their intellectual property by being on one of their Amazon listings. Now, these can be detrimental to your Amazon account, especially when you're just starting out. So I want to explain how you can avoid these and what you should do if they actually do come up. The best way to deal with IP complaints is to actually avoid them in the first place. And I'm going to be showing you some ways to do this through Keepa, but there's also a really cool tool called IP Alert that can help you avoid IP complaints in the first place. IP Alert is a tool that will alert you whenever a brand is known to be giving out IP complaints. I'm going to show you an example here. Sharper Image was the first company to ever give me an IP complaint. And whenever we click onto one of their listings here, you can see the IP Alert pops up. And what this does is it alerts us that there is potential for an IP claim to happen on this listing. Now, whenever you get an IP alert on an Amazon page, this doesn't mean that you should necessarily just run away and avoid that product, but what it is a prompt to look into the data further. IP Alert is crowdsourced data, so what that means is it's a large group of sellers reporting issues with this brand. So IP Alert is showing you that there's potential for an issue with this brand and with this specific product that you're looking at. Whenever we get an IP Alert, we like to dive into the data further and then make our ultimate decision. So since IP Alert is telling me that there could be an issue with this product, I'm going to click OK just to get the pop-up out. And then I'm going to scroll down here and look at Keepa, and I see a lot of red flags. So first off, when I'm looking at this Keepa chart over the course of a year, I can see that there was a big drop back here in sellers. So I'm going to zoom in, and we can see here that on October 16th, the product went from 18 down to 5 sellers all at once. These big sudden drops in new offer counts can be an indicator that an IP complaint happened on the listing, because when the new offer count drops so suddenly, it means most likely that a bunch of sellers got kicked off the listing, and IP complaints are one of the top reasons why that can actually happen. Now, this could also happen for other reasons due to like high pricing errors, but IP complaints are one of the reasons that could cause the massive drop. Also, generally, if a listing consistently has less than 3 sellers, that can be another red flag for that this brand is going to be prone to IP, especially if one of those 3 sellers on the listing is the brand owner. And again, we can see here there's always just 1 or 2 sellers after this IP issue or potential IP issue, so that is another red flag. Also, this flat buy box line, especially when it's dominated by just 1 seller, maybe 2 or 3, can be an indicator that they're following MAP pricing or minimum advertised price, meaning they might be working directly with the brand, further enforcing their dominance and their ability to sell on this, meaning we might get IP complaint if we hop on this listing. It's also a good idea to check data offers here in Keepa and see if maybe the brand owner themselves is on the listing. So we might want to see if Sharper Image, it's not. I'm going to guess this is a distributor working directly with Sharper Image. I know for a fact this company does IP claim, and a lot of the data is adding up. So IP Alert, which I'm going to link down below and give you a discount code if you sign up. Also looking at those key data points on Keepa and making sure that you're involved in the community. If you're ever unsure if a brand is going to give out an IP complaint, maybe some of the data looks like it could, maybe IP Alert told you that it might, ask around in free Discord groups, ask on Instagram, Twitter, has anyone had issues with this brand in the past? And that's going to be another layer of security for your Amazon business. Now, if you do get IP complaints, maybe you missed some of the data, or maybe you already hit one before you watch this video, don't panic. I'm going to help walk you through what you should actually do in these situations. Now, I want to be very clear that this is not legal advice. IP complaints can be a legal thing, and I'm not giving you any type of legal advice. I'm simply giving you advice based on what I've done for my own Amazon seller account in the past whenever I've gotten IP complaints. Now, there are services out there that will help you, like Riverbend Consulting, or there are a few attorneys that can help out with things like these on a small monthly retainer. But for the most part, I've dealt with most of them myself with success. The number one thing that we always like to do is reach out to the brand owner and explain our situation. We come at this with a place of we're trying not to be any problem with them. We're going to stop selling the product. We're going to remove all of our inventory. We appreciate them letting us know that we infringed on their IP. We had no intention to do that. And moving forward, we will never sell their brand again. We're going to put systems in place to help avoid their brands moving forward. We're just a small business and we had no intention of harming your IP. And actually, most of the times I've gotten responses from the brand owners just saying, okay, thank you for acknowledging this. We're going to remove the IP complaint from Amazon, and make sure in your email to them that you ask them if they would please retract their IP complaint, give them the complaint ID and the ASIN. Their email should be in the original IP complaint notification from Amazon, and that's how you can reach out to them. Now, if the brand doesn't respond, then you need to submit a plan of action to Amazon. And this plan of action, or POA, needs to include 3 very important things for your submission to help ensure that Amazon is going to approve it. Number 1 is the root cause. What happened? What led to this issue? And even if you really did nothing wrong because you had no idea that you weren't allowed to sell this brand, just accept the responsibility, accept that you did something wrong, and talk about how you're going to fix it, because that leads us into point number 2, which is how you fixed the problem. So maybe you found out that you couldn't sell Sharper Image, so you removed all your inventory and you're not going to sell that brand anymore. And that's going to lead into point number 3, which is how you're going to avoid this moving forward. Root cause, how you fixed it, how you will avoid the problem moving forward. But again, the best way to deal with these IP complaints is just to avoid them in the first place. So make sure you check out IP Alert, link down below. You'll get a discount code for a lifetime license. It's going to be a game changer for helping you avoid these IP complaints.